I'm Captain Jon Stafford. I'm a pilot with the Port of London Authority. Mostly my job involves driving ships. We go on board ships of relatively large size and advise the captain on the local conditions and the local hazards. We take control under the responsibility of the master, the captain, who of course it's his ship. We advise him, we tell him where it's safe to go. We board them 50 miles away from where we're standing at the moment, which is our pilot station at Gravesend. And we bring the ships in, either boarding them off Harwich or off Ramsgate, depending on whether they're coming from, say, Rotterdam or they're coming from the English Channel. Getting aboard a ship, well, first of all, you climb up a pilot ladder, which can be up to 9 metres high. That's a bit like climbing from your front garden to your chimney pot. It's a rope ladder. It takes a little bit of huff to get up there. And generally, by the time you've got up there, somebody of my age, I'm blowing a bit. And you're met by a foreign crew member who is generally one of the junior officers, and he's built like a gazelle. And he's off down the deck with one word of "Follow me, Mr. Pilot," and he disappears into the accommodation and up to the bridge, leaving me sadly puffing a long way behind him. Once you've started to bring a ship in, you're fairly limited as to what you can do with it. You're somewhat committed, so you have to work with what you've got. It gets rather difficult when the ships, which are 2.5 times the length of a football pitch, where the visibility is not much more than 100 metres. So you can spend 3-4 hours bringing a ship in where you haven't seen the bow for that whole time. You just have not seen anything further forward than about 100 metres. And that gets quite difficult. That takes all your skill to do. That is a challenge. Pilot drives ships, he advises the master, and he's done that since Henry VIII's time. I think what's changed is the ships have got bigger, they've got deeper. Commercial pressure means that they're faster. There's an awful lot of commercial pressure to get to the berth efficiently. Time is money. And the pilot, whose primary responsibility is the safety of the vessel, the crew and the environment, still can't be unaware that the ship does have to get to its berth on time or the goods will be late in the shops. We've had radar since the Second World War, but the original radar, the first radars, were really quite poor and difficult to use. Nowadays, with the lovely microchip, there's a lot more information it can come out with, but it still requires you to interpret it. So the equipment, I'd like to say the equipment has made it easy or easier, but that's not quite correct, because all that's happened is it's meant that whereas, say, in fog, you just used to anchor the ship and the port would come to a halt, now we continue to operate in fog up to the limits of safety, but the equipment has allowed us to operate in poorer and poorer conditions. It's good, it keeps the port open, it keeps the goods moving. So I can't say that the equipment has made the job easier, it's just made it different.